Hi all. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 10:38 on March 7th, 2023. I'm first going to do a territorial land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Keetsi nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and we are currently situated on occupied territories. Next, we're going to do the roll call of attendance. So I'm going to go first. My name is Rasko Koprivica. I'm the acting vice president of finance and services, and I'm the chair of this committee. Pronouns he, him, and all my access needs are met. Next, we're going to go to the philosophy counselor, the vice chair. Philosophy counselor.
Hi everyone, sorry for the interruption. Not interruption, being late. My name is actually Deshivi Pronouns, and all my accessibility needs are met for today, except I was just away from my computer for all of 2 seconds.
Okay. Thank you, Ashley. Next, we're going to go to our ex officio, the acting president.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby. He, him pronouns, access needs are met. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. The acting VP internal organizational development, Peter Haynes, is not present. Next, we're going to go to the psychology counselor.
Hello, my name is Mark. He, him pronouns, access needs are met, so everything's in order. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we're going to go to the society staff. So facilities manager John Walsh is away. Next, we're going to go to our building coordinators. I think Jenny, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny, pronoun she, her, and access needs are met.
And now it's your turn, Shelley.
Shelley, she, her pronouns, access needs met. I am the sub bookings coordinator.
Thank you, Shelley. So next we're going to go on to the consent agenda. And the consent agenda reads, be it resolved to receive and file the following minutes. So on it, we have SPOC 23-02-7 and SPOC 23-02-21. So the motion reads, be it resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. I will move. Do I have a seconder?
Roscoe, you don't need to move or a seconder for consent
Okay.
agenda.
All right. Sorry for that. Thank you, Abby. So the consent agenda is adopted by unanimous consent. So next we're going to go on to the adoption of the agenda. So the motion reads, be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. I will move. Do I have a seconder?
Acting president.
So I'm going to invite people to list. I'm going to list myself. I'm going to add discussion item under 11.2. It is going to be titled sub gift card event. I'm just going to type that in. So I will move this. Do I have a seconder?
Psychology.
Thank you, psychology counselor. Do we have any more lists? Sorry, I have to vote on if this is yeah. So psychology has moved. I will be seeking unanimous consent on this amendment. If everyone is fine with that. If not, you can just raise hand in Zoom or say in chat. I don't see any contention about this, so the discussion item 11.2 sub gift card event is added on to the agenda. Do I have any more lists for the adoption of the agenda? I don't see any, so we're going to move to be it resolved to adopt the agenda. That is with the new with 11.1, which is the discussion item that was already on the agenda, plus the new 11.2 sub gift card event. I'm going to move. Do I have a seconder?
Acting President.
Thank you, Abby. So I'm going to be seeking unanimous consent on this. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please raise your hand in the Zoom. I don't see any, so the agenda is adopted, presented. So now we're going to go on to the discussion items. So our first discussion item is 11.1. It's titled Subsystems Issues. It was submitted by myself. So this is just our bi-weekly, well, every Spark meeting opportunity to list and say if you have any issues with the subsystems, facilities, those things that the committee should look into. I'm going to let people list. I will list first myself. So I'm since John is not here right now, we don't have any updates on John's side, but on my side, I will I'm bringing something up regarding the frequency of static shocks in the building. So essentially, within last few weeks, myself and some staff and some users of the building, we've noticed that there's elevated frequency of getting statically shocked when you touch doorknobs or like the certain areas of the sub. And I just want to bring that to attention to the committee. It might be due to the way the plugs are grounded, or it might be improperly grounded, the electrical outlets, or it might be due to just the dry air produced by the HVAC system. But if anyone has anything to say on this, or any other subsystems issues, please list. So I see Ashley has listed. You may go ahead, Ashley.
And just to clarify, you said staff is aware of this issue?
Yes, staff is aware of this issue. I believe when John comes back, he might have something to say about this. It's not a very urgent type of issue, but it's more of an annoyance. And yeah, John has been told before, as Shelley has said. Yeah, you may have the direct response.
Excellent. Also to what Shelley said, also excellent. No, so I'm just wondering then if staff is seeking any support or anything particular from this committee in respects to that issue, or if you're simply just bringing it to our attention. They don't need anything?
Yeah, so I'm just bringing it to the attention so that the members of this committee are aware. Right now, it's not like a dangerous issue. It's like common static shock, but it does happen a lot more in the sub than everywhere else on campus. It happens. So you don't have an exact theory yet as to why it happens, but there's been theories floated that it's either due to the grounding of outlets, because this seems to happen on door handles that are next to electrical outlets. But it also might be it might be a combination of the dry air produced by the HVAC systems, because there are those negative and positive ions in the air. I see that Abby has listed. You may go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on this. I've been wanting to speak on this for a long time. I just didn't know Spock was the place. Yeah, I get shocked by these all the time. Like all the time. Like I think this year, like once I moved to the president's office, it's been a lot better, but I get shocked by this when I'm like entering the executive office sometimes, and then especially the door, like I think it's Chloe and Bob's office now. I got shocked all the time. Yeah, just wanted to point that out. Like it's really annoying.
Um, I'm gonna direct response to that, and honestly, as someone who's had that office before, Chloe and Vibe's office, I've noticed that ever since I was in that office, it has happened a lot, and it's also happened at my new office, and the other one with the new office, right? And it's also happened at other side, like everywhere around buildings. So thank you for bringing that to attention. I see that Jenny has listed. You may go ahead.
I just wanted to add that a very common one is the door that's right behind the Go desk. I think every single building coordinator and building assistant has been shocked by that door multiple times, like a month.
Thank you, Jenny. Mark is listed.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if by any chance you know what the like material of the door handles are. If they're, I don't know, copper or something like that.
I'm going to direct response. They're not copper. I can try to find right now in a moment what the exact material is.
Yeah, that'd be good because then we can like,
Yeah, we can narrow it down.
yeah.
I believe they might be either stainless steel or like aluminum.
Mm.
But I'm going to have to see confirmation. I'm gonna have to see confirmation on that. But we don't have a theory exactly like confirmed, right, as to why this is happening right now. John probably, as Shelly said in chat, John probably has answers to all of this. Yeah, he probably does. So I look forward to him coming back and telling us if he has any theories. We can, yeah, and Abby has said we can follow up on this next Spock meeting. I 100% agree. So I will, yeah, we'll put this on to the next Spock meeting. Even though I am leaving as an exec before that, but hopefully the committee composition can investigate, can talk more about this. Thank you. Does anyone else have a list? So if you have anything else to contribute, just list in the chat. Yep, so Abby has noted that himself, Ashley, and Mark will remain on the committee, so it will be remembered. Thank you, Abby, for informing us of that. So seeing no more seeing no more lists, we're going to go on to the next discussion item titled 11.2. Under 11.2, it is titled Sub Gift Card Event. So I'm going to list on this first. So essentially, I was talking to Shelly, building coordinator. She's in this meeting, so shout out to Shelly. About having an event where we put a bunch of cards around the sub. We hide it in a bunch of places, and the cards themselves say "See Go Desk" for gift. And then when students go up to the Go Desk, they found this card. The Go Desk gives them like a $5 Starbucks or Blends gift card. And we don't advertise this like at all ourselves. We just let it organically get advertised. So students will find this, and then maybe they'll go on Facebook, undergrads, or Reddit or whatever, and say, look what I found under this, hidden under this one like chair or whatever. And it would, I think it would spread cheer toward like, toward our membership. So I'm looking to see what the committee's thoughts on this are. I know Shelley direct response, so you may speak.
My direct response is, yeah, just so it may be $5 coffee cards, or it could be, some of them are $5 coffee cards. Maybe it might be other things that we have that we could give out. We could work on that sort of process of it. And I would also just throwing this out, because I've thought about this a lot since the first discussion. It's just been in my head that we might not put all the gift cards out at once. We just put some and then do a slow build and then hide some more the next day and let it slowly build so that it carries on longer than just putting them all out at once. Just some ideas around it. I think it's a really easy thing that's really fun and exciting for students. Oh, they'd all be numbered as well. They would be numbered so that people couldn't forge them, because that would also be yeah. So there you go. There's just my excitement around it. Bye.
Well, thank you, Shelley, for mentioning that. I see Mark is next on the list. You may go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak positively about this too, because I know like in other committees like governance, we're talking about increasing student engagement with the SFSS, and I think this is just another fun thing the SFSS can do to increase engagement. Yeah.
I have direct response to Mark. Thank you, Mark. I fully agree. I think we definitely need to increase the student engagement in the SFSS, especially considering we didn't really meet quorum on the referenda. So, yeah, that's a good thing. Let's see who's next on the list. I see it's Jenny. You may go ahead.
I really like the idea as well, but I just wanted to know, are we going to limit it to like one per person? Because I can see what happens is one person finds one, gets a gift card, and then runs around the sub finding 10 more and trying to redeem 10 of them.
Yeah, so I think it would be a good idea to limit it per person. So like operationally, you would, as staff, you would just collect, the student ID or whatever, or name just of the person. If we can look into that, so it's one per person.
Perfect. And then a second part to it is it only for SFU undergraduate students? And how will we confirm that if yes?
So that's a good question. We have to look into that operationally. Honestly, my first instinct, yes, but we got to make sure we have the protocol to verify. I'm not sure if the building desk staff, I don't know if they have access. I'll ask you, Jenny, access to the membership list.
We do not have access to anything. So anyone with a student ID, they could be like an alumni, they could be a master's student, they could be a PhD student. We have no idea.
Well, thank you for that. I agree with that. We're gonna have to discuss a bit more about the fine details. Let me just see who's wait, Shelley has direct response. Shelley, you may go ahead.
Honestly, this would just be my take on that. Since the sub is open to all SFU, the whole SFU community, if a few $5 cards go to a grad student or even a staff member, I don't think that's a problem. It's about building community, right? Like I honestly think that that's kind of nice. And especially if everyone can only get one, right? If your name's on the list, you can't get another one. So like a master's student or a PhD student gets a card, okay, right? It doesn't hurt. We let them have a donut if we're giving out donuts. So
I'm gonna direct response to that. I agree with that, Shelley, and Jenny has said that she agrees, and Mark has also said agreed. Yeah, if it's $5, right? It's $5. And honestly, I think the only rule we should have is like limit, one per person, plus maybe the people who are hiding it don't have access to getting that, because you would know where you hid them all. And I think we just got to make sure that they're hidden just throughout the building, not just one certain floor or space, but everywhere. Let me see if anyone else had direct response or who's next on the list. Abby, did you have a list?
I did, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to speak positively of this idea as well. I think people exploring the sub is a good thing. I think our engagement's already good, but a lot of people just come here for kind of that one singular purpose of either studying or congregating with friends, especially studying in particular. So I think letting them explore, maybe stashing a couple in, like, once the gamers lounge is open, stashing a couple in there, stashing a couple in the nap room, stashing a couple in the other areas or near the bookable spaces, just so people know the services that we offer, I think is a good idea, obviously. I'll make sure I don't claim any of those because I said those out loud now. But I think it's a great idea. And I think if we want to, I'm open to having it open to everyone, but I think we also want to monitor and make sure it is mostly undergrads who are taking it because it is their money we're spending. And I think obviously if someone comes up with an ID, I think it's whatever. Like if it's a grad student, it's a grad student. But I think if they have an SFU ID, that's a good way to monitor that it is someone who should be having it. And I think if it's staff, that's okay too. But I also don't want random people wandering into the sub and taking stuff that's meant for others. So I think we should be careful in making sure that it is either people with an SFU ID or known SFSS staff specifically. That's my take.
I fully agree with that, Abby. Thank you for pointing that out. I do agree. Yeah, primarily this is for all the SF community, mostly undergrads, and I think those are most of the users of our building, anyways, right? Maybe we see some grad students, but as long as I believe they can produce an SFU ID, it should be fine. I think Ashley's next on the list.
Yeah, hi. I just want to speak favorably for this idea. I think it's really cool. I absolutely I understand Abby's concerns, but I'm inclined to agree with Shelley that it's if one grad student or one staff or something or whatever, a couple get gift cards, whatever, it's $5, not the end of the world. It really is about building community with people who are in the sub, which is mostly going to be undergraduate people or undergraduate supporters in a certain way. And I think that's really where this money should be going. I think it's a really cool idea. Obviously, there's a lot of logistical stuff we're going to have to figure out going forward in the future. Things like, are we going to ask for an ID when they come to the front desk? Yes, yes, no, that kind of stuff. But yeah, just in general, I think it's a really cool idea, and kudos to everybody who came up with it.
Thank you, Ashley. Happy to have your support. Next we have Shelley on the list.
Because this would probably fall quite heavily on the building team, which is fine because it's super easy. I would love to be the staff person to take the lead on it, and I can even write up some kind of proposal for this. Then and I can talk to you about it as well, Rasco, but with what we'd need and how we would operate it so that the team is all on the same page. And then it would just be up to this group to tell us how much money we can have towards this, because that would be the big issue. But as a staff member, this is something I would love to be working with and help and getting going. So
thank you. Thank you so much, Shelley. Yeah, we could definitely, right after this meeting, we could talk more in detail. I'm right across your office. See, Ashley has said that would be amazing. Thank you, Ashley. Mark is listed.
Yeah, I'm just curious on how many gift cards you think might be placed.
Thank you for that. I'd say maybe 100. You'll see. Maybe we start with a couple dozen and then look from there. Are the gift cards getting picked up? Right. Primarily, we want to see someone. We want to see someone start talking to their fellow students. Right. Look what I found. Is there more of that? And it spreads organically. We won't put this on our Instagram or other social media. Right. It's kind of like a social experiment as well. But Abby has said, I think 100 is a good amount. I agree with Abby. So yeah, it's not a lot of in terms of money. If it's $5 gift cards and 100, that's $500, and it's going to student engagement. Should be our number one priority at the SFSS right now. Let's see who else is listed. Mark is listed. You may go ahead. Wait, sorry. You just said that. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Let's see who is next on the list. Anyone else has anything else to say? Abby has said no one. Thank you, Abby. Well, I'm going to, I guess, find the list. So I think this was positively received. So I'm going to be talking. Jenny says perfect excuse for us to buy a laminator too. Yes, Jenny. Yes, we can budget a laminator in it. So I'm going to be talking to staff about this, and we're gonna go from there. We can probably approve it at next SPOC meeting. Ideally, we want to keep this kind of like the planning within this committee and staff. We don't want to put this unless necessary on council, because then everyone hears about it, right? So now the only people hearing about this are gonna be people who watch these meeting recordings. I see Abby has a direct response.
Yeah, I want to make sure we don't bring this to council, because
Yep.
then there's like 50 counselors who can like go get it, and like no offense to counselors, but like they're already involved with the SFSS. They don't need a $5 gift card. They get paid already. So
Yeah.
yeah. If they get it, it's fine. Like naturally, like if they're just going around the sub and they say, "Oh wow, it's fine," but like I'm not trying to have all of council like rifling through the sub.
Yeah. Perhaps, I don't know, this should have been maybe in camera. I don't know. I see Mark is listed. You may go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's on the note of exactly what you just said. I'd like to say hi to the like few students who watch these recordings and have fun finding the gift cards. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, students. If you're watching this, Shelly has said secret. So I don't know if there's any other lists. I don't think there are. So we're going to go on to the next item, and that is adjournment. So the motion reads, be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 11:05. I will move this. Do you have someone to second?
Acting president.
Thank you, Acting President Abby. So now I'm going to be seeking unanimous consent on this. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please raise your hand using Zoom. I don't see anything, so the motion is carried. The meeting is adjourned as of 11:05 a.m. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure sharing this meeting, even though I know I've messed up a bit with my Robert's rules. So yeah, thank you all. I hope after I'm gone here, this committee continues to meet bi-weekly, because I think it's very productive to be meeting. And thank you everyone. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Roscoe.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Roscoe.
Roscoe. Jinx.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.